for using taxpayer money to attend a conference in D.C., then missing the conference and apparently falling asleep in a meeting. A viral photo of Councilmember Ben Goodland appears to show him asleep during a meeting with Senator Tina Smith's office. Raya Katene was in Hopkins for tonight's City Council meeting and spoke to Goodland. Raya?
Julie, this has pushed some community members to speak up during recent City Council meetings about how exactly their tax dollars are being spent. And tonight, the situation was only addressed briefly towards the end of the meeting by Councilmember Goodland himself. He says he partially reimbursed the city for missing a portion of the conference in D.C. and that he did so not because he felt pressured to, but because he says it's the right thing to do.
After making headlines for winning his city council seat by just 2 votes, Hopkins City Council member Ben Goodland is back in the spotlight, leading to several comments from the public during recent city council meetings.
Mr. Goodland, we are watching you.
The most recent example of your fiscal irresponsibility and embarrassing behavior involves your most recent trip to Washington, D.C.
A photo circulating online shows Goodland asleep during a meeting in Washington, D.C. with members of Senator Tina Smith's office.
This is about as immature as a grown city council member can be.
Goodland was attending the National League of Cities conference, which took place over 3 days from March 10th to the 12th in Washington, D.C. But Goodland says because of some last-minute changes on the itinerary, he shifted his trip by 1 day, getting to D.C. on the 11th and leaving on the 13th.
The city paid for you to go to a conference. You didn't go to the conference.
Speaking over the phone, Goodland says he missed a portion of the conference for which he reimbursed the city, and that the photo of him dozing off actually shows a diabetic episode in which he experienced low blood sugar, which leads to fatigue.
When it's a medical condition and issue, I think that changes, the context of everything quite drastically.
In a council meeting on April 8th, Goodland said he would strive to do better moving forward and offered this apology.
I'd like to apologize to the people of Hopkins for being put in a position where an individual decided to snap pictures of me, share them on social media in an attempt to discredit and embarrass me. And in so doing, they also embarrassed the city.
I do have a public records request in with the city of Hopkins about the expenses tied to this trip and the partial refund the city received from Goodland. So still waiting to get that back. And of course, we'll report on that.
Well, it is a bit of a mystery. Who else was in that meeting? Do
Well,
you know where the picture was snapped?
Yeah, this is really a meeting where different members and representatives of various cities across the U.S. are able to gather on Capitol Hill and kind of learn a little bit more about how things work in Washington, D.C.
So that meeting in Smith's office with her staff was other city council members from other cities, maybe across
Correct.
Minnesota